Go ahead, Amber.
Okay.
So we're going to bring this meeting to order, and we're going to start with the flag salute, 6:30.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody here to the board meeting, the monthly board meeting, of Jefferson School District 14J. We do roll call. Tracy? Present. Melissa?
Here.
Dewey? Present. Kate?
Present.
And I, Terry Plumline, present. Okay, we're going to review and adjust and approve the consent items, agenda and consent items. So I'll entertain a motion and then we'll discuss it.
We accept the agenda and the consent items as they were sent out.
It's been moved to accept the agenda consent items as presented. Is there a second? Okay, seconded. So with that, is there any discussion on those? Anybody have anything you want to say or ask? Okay, seeing none?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, was there, we had personnel stuff, and I don't know if I got corrected or not.
Was there some personnel issues?
I mean, we had Blaine Lazar in there, and I understand that Blaine Lazar is going to be our vice principal.
Residential.
Yeah, okay. So, just wasn't sure. I mean, it looked like it was an approval letter, so I just wanted to make sure that that.
Okay. Is there any other questions?
That was the only question I had to answer.
Okay, see no other questions. The move and seconded, we'll bring it to vote. Tracy? Aye. Melissa?
Aye.
Dewey?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
chair votes aye. Okay, spotlight on education. Oh, sorry, did not see the red cup. So let me just talk about that for a minute. So we have the red cup and Dewey didn't use it, and so he's got to sit in the corner. I was just kidding. Yeah. No, is it, what was it? It's red?
Please stop, green stuff.
So red is top, green is.
Down.
Okay. Because I forget to.
Wait, back, wait. Can you read that again?
So the reason we have these cups is so that, and that's why I'm sitting here too, so I can see everybody when they want to talk. Because a lot of times somebody has a question for Brad, and I was sitting here doing what I didn't see anybody sitting over here, so I moved over here. And it's just to kind of organize it a little bit so that people don't keep interrupting or talk. So I'm just gonna, when they have the red cup up, I will say, like, for example, if you have the red cup up, I say Melissa.
So you know one.
This is mostly one. Okay, Amber.
Roll call. Can we do roll call?
Yes, we did roll. Okay, so with that, Brad, I'll spotlight on education.
Members of the board, I'm happy to introduce tonight Melissa Runninger over here. She's going to be our new high school principal. I've asked Melissa to come and just give a few words about where she comes from and her experience. So, Melissa, over to you.
Good evening. Well, as Brad mentioned, I wanted to come and introduce myself to the board. I think that's a big part of entering a school district. So having a plan for introducing myself to the students, to the board, and to fellow staff members and to the community. As Brad mentioned, my name is Melissa Greiner, and I was born and raised in this area. I grew up in Marion, went to Marion Elementary School. I was a graduate of Cascade High School. And my senior year, I tell this story often. I had one teacher who had a very profound impact on my life, my Spanish teacher in high school. I had taken Spanish 7th grade all the way through 12th grade. And one day he said, what do you want to do when you graduate from high school? I want to be a Spanish teacher. Where do you want to go to college? And I started crying in his class. And I in quarantine. I couldn't afford college. I didn't have a plan. And so the next day he told me about the military's foreign language training program. He talked to me about the GI Bill. He said, you go in, you do 4 years, you get out, you have your college paid for. I went in and I did altogether 8 years on active duty and then an additional 5 years in the reserves. I had the opportunity to travel to numerous countries overseas. After I separated from the military, I went to work for the intelligence community as a satellite imagery analyst, and I did that for a few years, absolutely loved it. That being said, it's pretty hard living in Washington, DC. I'm a long way away from home. Seeing my family once, maybe twice a year. So I made a really tough decision to move back home, pursue my first love of really wanting to enter the education profession. And so I went to George Fox University. I graduated from there with my master's, taught in the classroom for 6 years. I taught English language arts, social studies, English language development. I had the opportunity to teach AVID elective. Absolutely love my time in the classroom. I had the opportunity to work for 3 years as an instructional mentor, coaching teachers in the classroom. And that was a really, really helpful experience for me. And then for the past 6 years, I've been in leadership in Salem Kaiser as an assistant principal. 4 of those years have been at the middle school level and 2 years at the high school level at South Salem High School. Really great experience in Salem Kaiser. I've made very many good friends. I've loved my experience there. That being said, it's really challenging as an administrator to work in a district and then live in a different district. A lot of my time and energy is spent in Salem, investing my time and energy in the community and working with community partners. And when I come home, there's very little time left over to support my own community. So when I saw this position open, I was absolutely thrilled. It's really been a dream of mine, I would say, to really be able to invest my skills and my talents in my community. This coming weekend through my church here in Jefferson, we have a project where we're painting these buildings. I'm going to be involved in that. So that's really my first opportunity to be involved in kind of my home district and my home community. So I live on a small farm, not too far from here, up on Summit Loop. I think Terry knows where I live. We raise cows, we have a horse. My daughter wants to be a veterinarian. She's a freshman at Cascade. My husband works at Intel and he's former military as well. We love it here. This is our home. And it's just an incredible opportunity for me to be able to work in my community. And like I said, invest my time and my energy in something that I really value. So I really am appreciative of my time here today. Thank you for your attention, and I can certainly answer any questions if you have any.
Anybody have a question? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Statement.
Go ahead, Tracy.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. It was, I always say, going into the military, serving in the military is probably the second greatest honor of my life. My first greatest achievement, I adopted a daughter from China. So thank you. Adopting her and serving my country, 2 incredible honors, and serving in my school.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Melissa, we got Melissa here.
Oh, yeah, Melissa.
I want to say thank you for your service and welcome to our district, on this side. I have to say, I'm super excited about the iServe project. And I've had terrific partnership with our big community of pioneers in the district. Every single solitary time that happens, I have a conflict and haven't been able to participate.
Me too.
It's districts this weekend for track.
Oh, no.
So I think my daughter's something, so I'm super excited about that. But and then it's in the summer on my birthday weekend, so that always messes up in the summer. But I'm super excited about that, and I'm glad you're here. And it sounds like you have an amazing background for Jefferson.
Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate that.
And a great name.
And I recognize you. I don't know if you recognize me.
Yes, I think I can tell from like.
Yep,
this
yep.
part, so.
Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Melissa,
Terry.
for answering our questions and telling us your story. And thank you for choosing Jefferson and being part of the
It
family.
was not a hard choice.
Okay, we're gonna move on to reports. Fiscal report. So Hattie, will you please take that one?
I will, thank you. We're rolling right along. Revenues coming in. We have one more good sized payment for our May payment to pay quarterly for our property taxes. And our expenditures. I just wanted to bring your attention to the projected column of our expenditures. Those are a projection of mostly our encumbrances. Knowing that we're almost to the end of the year, we've been asking our departments, our buildings to go ahead and take a look at the encumbrances that they have, and they're not spending them, we're trying to get them closed. And that's really all I have. It's pretty business as usual.
Hattie, today, when's the next forecast coming out?
The 19th.
The 19th?
Yeah.
And you haven't heard anything one way or the other? Hey, do you have a question?
Yeah, just kind of with our, and it's probably directed towards you and Brad at the same time, and we have to collaborate for the answer. Our current budget and everything else and all that, I mean, do you believe that they're in line with some of our strategic pillars, some of our other stuff that we're laying out for people? Just so that we're staying on track with that in our upcoming budget. I mean, that's been taken into consideration along with a lot of the other stuff that we have been added.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Okay. Planning that we do for the spring is the introduction of having a publication is also in line with principles. So, taking, into account everything that industry wants to do and why.
So in seeing that, you guys don't see any hiccups down the road that we don't know about yet. This seems like everything's going.
Well, we're really hoping for an budget from the government. That's what we're planning on, and that's what we're hoping to be there. And we think that's realistic. That we're also nice to get 9.6. So hopefully, encourage our legislators to move it up even higher. But at this point, a 9.3 will be fine for us. But 9.6 will be better.
That's kind of what you planned for then, and that is kind of what you were using for your numbers to plan.
We're using 9.3 like most districts. We're shooting for that, and that's realistic. There's some numbers that start with 9.1, but that's going to end there. So.
Thank you.
Okay.
From our new sheet here, are there any other financial related matters that we should be aware of?
Well, the one that comes to mind is we got our numbers for our ESER 3, and that'll be in our budget. They come in at 1.4 million.
In
We
there,
were providing our ESER 3, the ESER 3 funding from the federal government that goes through OCD is going to be 1.4 million.
what was it last year?
Last year, we didn't have it. This year, we had ESER 1, we had ESER 2, which we're budgeting for in 21-22, and then ESER 3 is coming in at 1.4 million. So
It's related to COVID
Right.
expenses. So we're able to use our ESER 3 money for the next couple of years.
And that goes just to prevention and filters and or what does that exactly go for?
So it's a pretty wide, there's allowance of how we can use the funding, but it's established to help districts that have experienced loss of learning and how we can catch kids back up. So the social emotional, the academics, lots of different areas that the districts decide really to help kids make up for the loss from this year. And,
So they don't have any mandates tied to that or how you supposed to be.
Fortunately, it's very common.
For once. That's good. Okay, do you have another Any other questions for Hattie? Okay, seeing none. Thank you, Hattie. Look forward to, and just a reminder that the budget meetings at next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, at 6:30 to 8:30. Okay, with that, Brad, with the superintendent update.
Line members of the board. Good evening, and I want to update you on just a couple items. Summer school is the first one. We are in the process of organizing our summer enrichment programs. The whole reason behind providing summer enrichment programs is to help some students make up for the loss of in-person instruction over this year in comprehensive distance learning. So we're going to be running a 4-week program, enrichment program, starting June 28th and lasting until July 23rd. One in each school. We're also going in the early stages of developing a one summer program for English learners at the elementary school. And those details are, we're just at the very beginning stages of that. For the elementary school, the team met to discuss how to structure their general program and identify rising first graders as being primary focus. Developmentally, kindergartners being at home all year missed out on the routines of school and academically, and they are further behind than we would like to see them. So the school is in the process of inviting as many rising first graders to fill 50 spots available. They cannot fill those spots. If they cannot fill those spots with the rising first graders, the school is going to reach out to the next grade up and invite rising second graders. They're going to go onward until they build up in capacity. They're hoping to have that knowledge by next week. The students in the middle school care teams, as you recall, they have care teams previously. These teams have identified students to invite to summer program. They're making the recommendations based off of who they think would be or most benefit from an extra 4 weeks of enrichment. They've done 2 rounds of calling at this point, so they did their initial invitations, and then based off those, they expanded their search and did calling to more. They're still in the process of establishing their student roster and open to accepting new students, but they're doing it by invitation. So it's a needs-based approach based on who they've identified as needing the most support going into next year. At high school, 2 different pathways will be offered this summer. For those needing to make up credits in core classes, there will be credit recovery options. If a student needs to make up a class from the prior year before that, they can sign up for a class on Odyssey. And incoming freshmen will have enrichment opportunities in language arts, history, and mathematics to help them be at grade level in the fall. These students will be able to earn a 25 credit this time. So they are also in the process of completing their rosters. Hope that was done soon. We received a grant from the ODE, the summer program, in the amount of $102,000. And we're hoping to offer busing to those who need it. So right now we're trying to figure out who our students are, which students need busing, which don't, and then taking that list to Melody so that she can put routes together and also help us with the cost of what that's going to be. And we can see then how much we have left of our grant so that we can handle picking up routes as well. So we're optimistic that we can do that. I have provided, so Amber provided some specifics around summer program. So I just give you a very brief summary, but these are the details that the principals have put together with their teams. So just keep in mind that it's still evolving and growing. So that's what we have at this point. Or move on, any questions on that? Let's go.
Is there ever any federal money available, some COVID related for busing if there's a gap or something like that to make sure we can get students there?
There's not federal funding available for busing for summer programs. So with this grant, that we received, 102,000. We can also use carryover from our SIA funding. And between the two grants, we are optimistic that we can afford busing and run our whole program. So at this point, though, it's without knowing where our final numbers are and bus routes, I don't have numbers from the bus to know exactly what that is, but I'm optimistic.
Okay, no question. We provide the summer lunch program to students as well, so we have them. And then, what are your numbers so far for response from kids that you've identified, and then, you know, community response? Like, do you anticipate being full?
I don't have full numbers yet. It's a moving target. Right now we had low numbers a couple weeks ago, about 40. And since then, though, each school has been calling and reaching out, so they've been collecting more students. I know the elementary school is going to have the 50 spots, but like I said, they're in the process of first identifying, you know, if they can get the resident first, and then moving up. So that process, when they're done, they should have 50 students, and then the middle and high school are anticipating very full course response as well. It's just the process of getting those folks and also making sure that for those who need busing, the message now is that yes, we're going to look forward to any busing, but identify who needs that. And so we're just in the process of collecting all those.
One of the districts at a board training I went to did something very similar to this. They obviously didn't have this kind of grant, but the community did a little bit of wraparound. And the kids that participated in a similar program, they got swimming classes from their local, that wasn't Parks and Rec, but it was pretty neat incentive for students in their summer cohort. I don't know if you can talk to Parks and Rec, or maybe see if you could partner to like that, but by the time the presentation was done, this whole community reached out with this experience for these kids for their summer. You know, it was like going to summer camp for 4 weeks instead of summer school. Anyway, it's really neat. I like this. Nice work.
Tracy.
We're at our graduation, as far as our seniors, we have 61 seniors this year. And this my hope is that, you know, all of our seniors would be able to graduate. If, I don't know where we're at, the rate of where we're at doesn't really matter with respect to this question, but we're going to be able to utilize the summer program for those students that are lacking credits to be able to achieve their diploma this year.
My understanding is all same students are on track to graduate. And I don't know if they're enrolled in the summer program at all yet, but they're definitely able to take a credit recovery options if they do. They're in the process right now of just extending that to anybody who needs recovery, either core classes or policy.
Brad, I have a question. So, you know, we've had summer school in the past, many times. Who can go to summer school? What is there any? What's the criteria for a child to go to summer school?
So there's no criteria that's set other than based off the year we just are coming off of. We're trying to prioritize those who are in the greatest need and developmentally who needs it the most. For example, that's why we chose the rising first grade, because kindergartners not spending a year in school really don't know the routines of school and being able to do school. It takes a lot of stamina and then just the academics pieces too. So in order to qualify, any student can qualify for summer school. There's nothing that says it prevents a student from being in summer program. It's just how much space we have based on how much staffing and money. And so once you know you have a certain amount of teachers and space, then it's how many kids you can put in the classroom. And then we offer those spaces to those who need it most. They're identified as needing it most.
So I heard you say, or at least I might have understood what you said, that there's 50 spots in the elementary school.
Mhm.
And then how many in the middle and how many in the high school? 40?
44 now, but we're still actively trying to get more.
And Kathy, you said 36?
36. We only have 3 teachers, and because of social distancing, we'll probably be limited to 36.
So we could have 120, 130 students. If they don't fill. Okay. Dewey, with your question answered?
Yep. No, oh, one more thing. I'm really glad to hear that we have 59 students on track, especially in light of COVID, actually going to a whole calendar fiscal year of change education, and it had to be an insurmountable task for most of our staff to adapt to, and I just want to say thank you. Staff has done it to make that happen, including the administrators.
I think that's one of the benefits of being Jefferson, a smaller district like this, is that continuity of care that we can provide that sense of training, making sure that people aren't overlooked, and that there's that personal touch of each other, because that's our goal. Okay, thank you. This year we received, I'm going to talk in a minute about dress code and updating our dress code. This year we received feedback from a few parents who were critical of our dress code rules and that they feel our rules is applied disproportionately to girls. And each time we receive feedback like this, we take it seriously. We agreed to look at our rules, and doing our research found that districts around us are updating their dress code language too, specifically to address this issue. So I wanted to let you know that we are reviewing our rules and possibly looking at making some adjustments. And at this time, administrators have agreed to a draft and had their leadership teams give input. I've asked each school to invite parents to give input as well so that we can move forward in the fall. Once our process is complete, I'll bring this to your attention and explain any changes that are made and the process we use. But it's something that we want to engage our families with because we're hearing different opinions, and so we want to have a good, healthy discussion about it before we
I'll say pushing my battles and dress code stuff at the house. So I understand some of the parent struggles and maybe some of the school struggles as well. But I remember some of that stuff myself. I know that there have been some parity issues, just straps in particular, the male versus female issues. I'm curious, you mentioned in the outreach, working with the administrators and with the parents. And I've caught that there have been some angst from the student population. So I'm curious how you're reaching out to the student body to get their input as well, where they're really wanting to provide input. And I know, I follow the sale on the Kaiser change, which primarily came from students through the board, which is a little bit different than how we work on here. We have it as a handbook type of thing. But maybe it's better that it doesn't come to the board and the student voice. Students get to have it. So I hope that there's some student involvement in that. And I don't know if it's going to be done in middle school level as well. Also recognizing that sometimes students' ideas and parent ideas, there might not be a meeting of the minds there, since I'm having that at home. But it's always too much.
Sure. I think in our family outreach, we see which our parents' voices and also the students too, so. Move forward in a way that's collaborative, so that when we come out with this is the change that we're making, we have pretty broad acceptance as to what that is. Not everyone will accept it, but a lot of pretty broad understanding at least as to why we're making the changes. And so for those who disagree, they can at least understand why we made that decision. And we can have those conversations at the local level with parents and students to be able to make sense of things. So looking forward to the conversation and well, yeah. Graduation, Kathy mentioned in her report as well. I just wanted to talk about the graduation and promotions. At this time, we're planning a graduation ceremony to take place on our football field Friday, June 4th at 7 p.m. And Kathy's spending a lot of time working on the details and communicating with families of seniors. If we need to make change due to COVID restrictions, Kathy consulted with parents and they agreed on an alternative drive-in version. But as of tonight, we are still hopeful and planning on a wonderful drive out the work fence. Anything changes, well, obviously we'll communicate that immediately. That is our intention at this point. Kathy's working on all the details. 8th grade promotion. Unfortunately, we cannot fit 65 people into the gym due to COVID restrictions, or that's the maximum. So the middle school team got together and planned an event that captures what they normally do, but in a different way. For example, they will have a student processional event without spectators on June 3rd, followed by a pizza party for the students in each cohort. Then on June 11th, JMS promotion video link will go live, and the school's encouraging viewing parties to watch the recorded processional, as well as a student slideshow and the presentation of the awards, which will be held on that night. So that's the 8th grade. And the 5th grade promotion, JES will have theirs on June 15th from 4:30 to 6:30, and families will drive through a processional on the bus lane, aligned with staff, and get out of their car, take a picture, and be encouraged to decorate the cars, that kind of thing. Photos are going to be turned into a slideshow that will be streamed on June 16th at 6 p.m. via our website. Everyone's working really hard to put all these promotions together and working very collaboratively with their teams, and everyone's pretty excited, even though, again, it's what we would like to normally see with our normal in-person pieces, but I think we're making the best out of a difficult situation, and staff is really getting into the spirit of it and getting into excited about planning. And that.
Thank you, Brett. Seeing no further questions, we're going to move to new business and superintendent evaluation calendar.
This is your packet, what we talked about. We, at the work session, we agreed to use the OSBA 9 standards as our overall view. And the individual focused ones were 5.2 and 6.5. And we're looking at hanging on, at this point, we were hoping to do them for more than 1 year. So the first one is establishing curriculum planning at all levels to build a strong K-12 articulated model, focusing this coming year on math and language arts. And then following with science in the future, and then social studies. And 6.5 is developing assessments and accountability systems to monitor student progress. And that's where we've had a chance with the training that we've had in the past on using data. So this is going to be a means for us to have data come to the board and to the superintendent and share with us what they're monitoring, formal and informal assessments. So the calendar that we're looking at is in your packet. Tonight, we will adopt it. The interim reports, we'll be getting a report in July with where we've gotten to. In October, in January, and then we start with the evaluation information in February, put the report together and complete it by March 14th. And starts the cycle. So this is the evaluation for superintendent so that we and he knows what's doing.
Any questions about the dates? I know it's, we're talking a long way ahead here. And the dates can be flexible. So desired. Questions about the dates or the timeline? I'll entertain a motion to accept this.
I move to accept the superintendent evaluation calendar for the 2021-2022 school year.
There's second.
Seconded.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the superintendent evaluation calendar for the 2021-2022 school year. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. Tracy? Aye. Melissa?
Aye.
Dewey? Aye. Okay, chair votes aye. Okay, we're moving to the next one is policy meeting, and I'm gonna let Amber talk about that. Because, she's the one that has you.
Just wanted to make the policy committee and the board aware of policy updates that came through. So we'll need to set a meeting.
Okay, you guys, Dewey and Melissa are in the policy committee. You guys, are any of these, I should say, Amber, are any of these real urgent?
Not extremely, I
Okay.
would say. We have some that are required, so sometimes it's,
I just know this upcoming month is gonna be kind of busy with graduation and promotions and, school. Is there a time when you two can come up with a date that we can set it up? And
I can send you guys some dates via text, I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. Yeah, so May, yeah, I'll look into some dates. I don't know about you. I don't know
I
last,
don't know either, I might not be in the board then.
you're in the morning until July, no matter what.
I'm flexible on all that, so whatever works out, I'll make it work.
Oh, yeah, you're in it until July, so. Yeah, you'll get out there, you know where I was. Yeah, yeah, the last 2 weeks of June won't work, but. Okay, yeah, that first week of the graduation, is probably, busier, but, second week, you do it.
No,
Yeah, I'll throw some dates for you guys. Okay. I mean, it might be bad for you, though. I mean, I'm not busy, but you guys are.
Brad, you're going on vacation when?
Yeah.
20th,
Of June?
but,
We'll do it that.
yeah. Yeah. It's perfect. We wanted to make sure we brought it to your attention, but I was also saying that, the next few weeks is really we've got auditing, budgeting, and we've got graduation and et cetera, et cetera. So the possible is that second of June or, you know, just push it off.
That's why I was
When
asking,
are you back?
In July.
that's why I was asking.
Maybe the middle, the second week of June or the first part of July.
And I would think it would probably be pretty fast, you know, that you policy wanted to do, and some of them I would think.
I'm lost, didn't we just go through corporal punishment?
Yeah, but they just update.
But there's-
Yeah, but there's
It's a
updates.
continual,
Maybe we're gonna start swinging again. I don't know.
it's just continual, Tracy.
Okay.
You know, they
Sometimes they come through like,
revisit something and they have wording, you know,
Or-
sometimes it's just adjustments too.
Yeah.
We just need to look and accept and agree.
or their legislature has gone through and they made an update or. You know,
Okay,
civil rights or-
Amber, you'll set some dates out and we'll come up with an agreement and we'll get this taken care of, whether it be in June or in July.
Sorry for not using those.
No, that's fine, that's fine, that's all good. Okay, so with that, we're gonna go to, we're almost done, we're gonna have board comments. Tracy, you have any comments?
Nothing that's glaring, Terry.
Okay,
Coming
Melissa.
to the end of the year, coming to the end of the year and people are getting excited about it, you know, feeling that here. And, well, I'm still really glad that we're going to continue. Some or the lunch program, I'm very excited, Brad, about, you know, tagging on the list and yes, and, you know, summer school is very important. I'm glad to see that. Capitalize where we can on student achievement. It's a very good thing, so appreciate all the work.
I just say it's interesting to see the changing updates and rules like masking and athletics and, you know, trying to keep up with that. You know, families and, you know, I recognize that there's a lot of challenges and stuff like that, so. This how that stuff keeps, you know, progressing for us, you know, that, you know, keeps moving on. Yeah, I think it's getting better.
That's it.
I had something else. Got OSBA meeting in June. We have summer board coming up in July. I have to say, and I actually wrote a letter to OSBA. I'm really disappointed in the online format and what's difficult, but you know, that there are 4 sessions and the cost is a huge driver and it's a huge factor. Even some of us members that I don't really feel like I can participate. I usually try and go and, you know, take my mind and, you know, put some in there. I don't even feel like I should go and moderate the online rooms. And I don't obviously like the online part, it's just, it's cost is so high. So this is like fall convention, it's gonna be back up in Portland, the cost will be mitigated, you know, kind of spacing. Anyway, I miss the in-person, and I think so much is lost with the virtual training experience that we just can't really learn as well. With some of those modules. Plus, we only get 4 sessions versus, you know, 50 to choose from. So, anyway, looking forward to that. Starting back up. That's it.
Well, I'd like to just give a shout out to everybody that has been involved with our success rate that we're looking at with 59 out of our students graduating through tough, uncertain times. We have, you know, we've shined and congratulations to everybody involved in that. I really appreciate what's been done there, and it's a tremendous job, so thank you.
I want to realize that we recognize the teachers this week and thank them for all that they're doing with all the students. I want to acknowledge the coaches that we have for our high school teams who have compacted seasons on top of each other and are still supporting parents. And I appreciate what our district has done to make the games available as much as possible via computer. I really appreciate that. And a note to the board, it's time for our board self-evaluation. So watch your emails for the next 2 weeks for your evaluation and get it back in a timely manner.
Okay, so I'm gonna say yes and everything that you guys said, again, it just shows that we're a resilient community. And, I believe that we are the district of choice. And, there's a lot of reasons why. I think we have great leadership. Brad and Kathy, Tracy, and Scott, Chris. Yes, old age forgetting names here, so forgive me for that. But I think we have done a tremendous job this year and last year with the success we're having with children, and it's really obvious. And we couldn't do it without our staff, not at all. So I just want to personally say thank you, and I'm looking forward to graduation. I think Kathy, you're gonna update us on what time we need to be there and where and so on. So we look forward to that. And just thank you all for the job that you do. And with that, is there any comments from the audience? None. So with that, I'm gonna say this meeting is over, and Melissa, thank you for coming. Do I gotta sign it? Okay.